In this video, we will be covering part number 3 of the no-cost product launch, which is all about copywriting. Copywriting is absolutely essential to any product launch or to sell anything on the internet. You need to have copy, even if it's small copy like you see on products like Amazon, for example. You need to have copy. It's the written word that persuades people to invest in what you have to offer. This is step number 3 of the system where you launch your product. The first part was to choose your profitable niche market, and the second part was to go over which kind of products you wanted to create and have you actually create your product. So at this point of the process, you should already have obviously your niche selected and you should have your product created, because you cannot create your copy without having a product created ready to sell. This is how you're going to again persuade your visitors to buy with your copy. Anybody can become a good copywriter with practice. You do not have to have a literary degree. You do not need to be a linguist, expert, at different languages. You can become a good copywriter with just a little bit of effort and practice. Perfecting good copy will make you go far with your online business. In fact, it's been said by many great internet marketers, if you really want to get good at one thing, it would be copy and being able to convert people that are browsing on your website and convert those browsers into buyers. And if you can do that, the world will be your oyster when it comes to making money online. We're going to cover the elements in this video here of good copy so you know how to write good copy. And the beauty of this is that with these principles, you're going to be able to start writing really good sales copy for the product that you just created as part of the no-cost product launch. And the other great benefit of this is there's absolutely no cost for you to write your own copy. Then we're going to finish with getting you started writing your copy. So at the end of this, we're hoping that you have enough information that you can start writing your very own copy, and I'll show you the process that I use to start writing good copy. So to begin with copywriting, we're going to use the AIDA basics is what it stands for. And this is the basics. The AIDA is the basis for all good sales messages. So AIDA is actually an acronym. It stands for attention. So that means, getting people's attention. You must get your market to read your sales letter. So your market, the people on your website, you must be able to grab their attention and get them sucked in to the copy to start reading what you have to offer. Your headline should draw them in. That's where it's going to start with. So you need to have a really good headline in order to draw people in. The top paid copywriters, they actually admit that they spend most of their time on the headline because it is that important and it's extremely vital to the overall success of a sales letter. If you could have the best copy in the world on the rest of the page, but if you don't have a headline that draws people in to listen to that and listen to the rest of the copy, it's all for nothing. And so AIDA stands for attention. The first part of that is attention. You want to grab their attention. You want to pique their interest with good benefits in the headline. And know what your market wants to get their attention. And that goes back to step number 1, which is all about niche research. You know, depending on the product that you just created, based on the research you've done, you know what kind of things they're struggling with. You know what kind of things they need or what kind of things they're seeking. Those are the things that should go in the headline, along with the benefit to right away what they're going to get from getting your product. The interest is the next part. You want to grab them into your copy with a compelling story, a reason for why you created your product, a reason for why you put this particular course together. Was it that you were struggling with this and you couldn't find help, or you knew somebody that was struggling with this? Think of a compelling reason to get them, into your product. Let them know right off the bat, why do they need your product? That's going to grab their interest and pique their interest to read further. And then how will it improve their life? What kind of benefits are they going to see? Are they going to be happier in their relationships? Are they going to be healthier? Are they going to feel better? Are they going to have more energy? Are they going to have more money in their bank account? What are the benefits? How is your product going to improve their life? Is their dog going to quit barking at night? That's also, believe it or not, little things like that make a big difference. So if your product was about how to train a dog correctly and dog training, which is an absolutely huge niche market, and that's something that you could use to improve somebody's life is, preventing their dog from barking all night so they can get a full night's rest. So you know how your product is going to improve somebody's life and you want to draw them in with that. The next part of the AIDA formula for copywriting is desire. So attention, interest, and now desire. With desire, you want to paint a picture in their mind, and their mind is your audience that's reading the sales letter. how their life will be better. And let's use the dog example that I just gave. If their dog is barking all night and your product helps cure that, their life is going to be better because they're going to wake up feeling rested. They're not going to have to be in and out of sleep, in and out of consciousness. They're going to be able to finally get that good full night's rest they've wanted. They're going to be happier. They're going to be more successful at work. They're going to be more successful in their relationships because they won't have to take naps as soon as they get home. So there's a lot of things that could help them, and you can paint that picture. Be very specific examples where you're going to be able to tell them, hey, when you get home from work, you're not going to feel like crashing. You're going to feel like taking on the day, enjoying your dog, taking him for a walk instead of coming home and having to crash because you were up all night with their barking. So those are examples where you can be very specific and to paint that picture. Then also you want to offer a guarantee of some sort because that's going to give it the desire to where they realize, hey, I can't lose in this. And that's where the guarantee comes in, where if they're not happy with the product. Now obviously you can't guarantee a certain amount of money. If you're doing internet marketing products, you can't guarantee their dog will stop barking. You can't guarantee things like weight loss, that they're going to lose weight or they're going to do this and that, because that can get you into trouble with the FTC guidelines. But what you can guarantee, is a satisfaction guarantee. Are they happy with the material you presented? If they're not, they can get a refund. Well, that's part of the desire element because it takes away the possibility that they could be losing their money if this purchase doesn't work out. So that's where the desire comes in. And the next part is, it's a really simple part of the AIDA formula, and that is action. You want to encourage your audience to purchase your offer. That's exactly what we're doing here with copywriting. Obviously, this same principle works for getting people to opt in on a landing page or a squeeze page as well to give up their name and email. All these methods work: the attention, the interest, the desire, and the action. So this is the AIDA formula, and you can watch this slide multiple times to really soak this in, because this is the main principle and the basis for all your copy that's going to come here throughout. So here are just a couple elements of your copywriting. And again, this is step number 3 of the entire no-cost product launch system. So who are your prospective customers? These are things you want to ask before you start writing your sales copy. Who are your customers? What issues are they struggling with? So you should know what kind of things they're looking for. What's their biggest problem that's out there? What are their desires, their needs? Maybe what are their occupations? What are their ages? It's going to depend on the market, whether you need to target that far down, but you're going to know who your audience is if you did the right niche research that we covered in the first part. That's step number 1. And then the second part was all about creating your good product. So you'll know if you've done enough to where you've gotten to this point where you've created a product. If you're at this stage where you've created a product, you're going to know what your market wants. How is your product or service different from the market? You need to be able to answer these questions. You need to ask yourself these questions so you can answer them in your copy. Think deep about what makes your product better. You could also review other, products or sales pages in your niche market that you see out there. You could go out there, review other ones out there, and then differentiate how your product's going to be different. That would be a good thing to do, even if you are at the phase here, or maybe you haven't created your product yet, but you're trying to get this whole system in grasp before starting. Maybe review the sales page of other products to really see what they're offering, what's out there, and then decide how you can make it better. Are you offering things like better support? Are you offering a more detailed formula? Are you offering a quick start guide? What kind of things can you do that makes your product different? Why should the prospect have faith in you? That's another good one. You want to be sincere, be professional, create confidence in your background. And again, if you don't have the background in that niche market, you could, use borrowed credibility by doing an expert interview as a bonus to really help build that up. Personalize your message to your audience, just like you were talking to a friend. You want to be very calm, cool, and collected about it. If people feel like they're being sold to, they're not going to want to buy. But if you talk in your sales copy, as in your typing, kind of like you would talk to a friend, it's going to come across really, really well. It's going to be much better received, and you're going to get them to take the desired action that you want with your copy. Also, empathize by showing you care about their situation. That's why you created this guide. That's why you created this video course. Whatever the case is, you understand what they're going through, and that's why you went ahead and did that. You want to persuade with benefits to give a person a logical, compelling reason to buy. Give them all the benefits in the world that you can think of that that would make their life better if they purchase your product. And if we go back to that dog example I gave earlier, think of every benefit possible that would come from having a well-trained dog. It would be everything from, less stress, being able to sleep at night. It would make your relationship with your pets more enjoyable. Your family would enjoy the pet even more. You'd be able to take your pet camping a lot easier. There's all kinds of facets to having a well-trained pet that would make their life easier. Same thing is if you're doing a golf training guide. No longer do you have to be embarrassed because you can't outscore the next guy. No longer do you have to be embarrassed on business outings when you take clients out on the golf course. Think of all the benefits that people are going to gain by you're buying your golf guide if that's the niche that you're going into. Works with internet marketing, works with relationship products. Whatever products you decide to go into, you can persuade with good benefits in your copy. And then again, the last part is prove your trustworthiness or believability with testimonials, pictures, things of that nature. Here's some more questions that you may want to ask. What are all of the benefits your product or service adds to the consumer? Don't confuse this with features here. That's really important thing. Benefits are what they get from using your product. Things like financial freedom, they lose some weight. From that weight loss, they're going to have more energy, they're going to feel better, they're going to be, have probably better, more fulfilling relationships. They're going to be able to do things they've probably never done before. They're going to be able to run and jump. There's all kinds of benefits there that they're going to get from using your product. Features are including things like the number of pages in the ebook or the length of the video training. So it's really important not to mismatch features with benefits. You see this a lot with catalog type products. They'll tell you, well, this product features, and they will list all the things that maybe a particular TV has, how big the screen is, the size of it, those types of things. Whereas it would be better if they would actually say, get the, wow your audience, wow your house guests as they come into your new home theater and see your 64-inch TV that just wows them with bright colored, vivid detail. You're never going to miss, the color that you've maybe have been missing. You're going to see colors like you've never seen them on your TV. It's going to change the way you look at TV. Those kind of things do a really good job of selling it. Paints a picture in their mind as to a benefit as to why they need to maybe buy that TV or buy that product. Same thing goes with your information product. You want to really create benefits as to what they're going to get from using that product. They're not going to care so much as far as page numbers, and that is something that you could include in your copy because it is a feature. That way they understand, because some people might be on the fence and they want to know, well, how am I going to get this information? Is it going to be ebook? How many pages? Is it going to be a combination of video and ebook, of audios? Those are good things to include, but you really want to make sure that you list your benefits because those are going to outsell. Those are going to be way more important, and they're going to help you much better in your copy than just features. Your headline should start with a good benefit to really draw people in. And that's a really good point. We already mentioned that previously. Your headline is so important. And so instead of saying, this 52-page guide will help you be more successful, you could say, finally, you can achieve the success you deserve, live a stress-free life, and have financial freedom by, reading this short sales letter, whatever the case is. Paint an image of your customers' life after your product. Think of all those things. We already talked about painting that vivid picture just previously, and that's because this is such an important part. You want to paint that picture in their mind as far as what they're going to get from using your product. Then also think to yourself, these are all questions you want to ask yourself so you can take notes of these so you can easily write your copy. And this may seem like a lot of effort, and that's because, it is. It does take effort to write your own sales copy, and that's any kind of sustainable business. You need to be willing to put forth a little bit of effort, and so that's where this is going to come in. So take this as a as slow as you can. You don't need to rush into the copy part of things, but also be steady. Be steady, do a little bit here and there. You don't have to write your sales copy all at once. What might your customers' objections be? Walk in your customer's shoes for a moment. Think of questions you have before purchasing, related products in your niche market. Is there a guarantee? What do you think this is going to work? What's the turnaround time? And then you can also go out and point out negatives maybe in this marketplace, or negatives that maybe you've seen with other products, or maybe even that you could consider a negative if there was one in your product and turn that into a a positive if you can think of a negative that somebody might have. Research your target market. Forums with product reviews, those will show common objections, and you can actually find weight loss and fitness forums that actually have product review sections. You could even type in the most popular products on a marketplace like ClickBank, type that into the search engines, and then you could find reviews, the phrase review, and then maybe forum after it, and you'll find all kinds of forums that will review these various products. You can see what made people upset about that product, why they didn't purchase that product. So you can go out there, search for the product name and the word forum, and you'll probably come across some reviews for that product. And that goes for any niche. If you're in the survivalist niche, the internet marketing niche market, the weight loss and health and fitness niche, whatever it is, you're going to find products related to that where people are going to review them, and you can see, hey, this is what people didn't like about this product. And then you actually would know going into that the types of things that they might object to. Why should your prospect act now? That's a really important question that you must ask as well. Give them a reason to buy now, and examples are like a special price that you have, and maybe you're going to increase that price, or a value added bonus. So if they take action now, they're going to get a certain value. They can't afford to keep suffering from their problem, and so they need to act fast. That would be a really good example. Even if it's not a price, even if it's not a bonus, they can't afford to keep suffering from their problems, so they need to act fast. That might be enough right there to sway people in your direction. And now we're going to go on to part B of this, and we're going to talk about some sales page tips to keep in mind with your copywriting. So we're going to break this up into a couple parts just so it doesn't get too long for you and overwhelming. And again, we're going to come back with part B, which is all about sales page tips to continue on the process of getting your sales copy written.